Hi, thanks for checking out the video. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe.
Hello friends and students, let's study the song. Okay, this piece is in the meter of 4/4 in the key of E minor. We're going to learn the vina melody that serves as the introduction to the piece. So let's begin with the first finger on the second string at the 5th fret, that's letter E. Play it 3 times, then play number 8 on the second string, letter G, and come back to E. So this is the main repeated figure that we're going to hear again and again, and we'll see how it develops here. But basically, you may have learned about half of this introduction at this point. So let me play that figure 2 times in a row, and that makes the first measure, such as this: 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, after that, third finger, third string, fret number 7, letter D. First finger on, if we're thinking in advance, you can think of it as kind of making a slight small bar on string 1 and 2, but continuing with the first finger on string number 2 at fret number 5, letter E, and then string number 1 at fret number 5, letter A. Now drop finger 1 on string 1 down to fret number 4 and bring it back to fret number 5. So we have the beginning of measure 2. I'm going to review it in this way: 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to play that letter A 2 more times with the first finger at fret number 5 on string 1, and then finger 3 on string number 1 at fret number 7, letter B. Now here's where I use my 4th finger. You might like to call it the pinky. I'll call it the 4th finger on the 2nd string at fret number 8. That's a letter G. Now back to the first string, first finger, 5th fret, letter A, and then we're going to go back to the 2nd string with the 4th finger, and I'm doing a pull off from number 8 to number 7. You might like to slide it instead. And that's a G to an F sharp. So now we have all of measure 1 and 2. Let me just review measure 2, and then we'll put measure 1 and 2 together. Okay, so just measure 2 sounds like this: 3 E and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now measure 1 and 2. I'll count to 4 and then we will begin. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now here's where we've learned most of the introduction at this point, because we're just going to sort of repeat that and modify it slightly. So measure 3 is exactly the same as measure 1. You might notice when we play this E, 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 G, E, when you arrive at fret number 5, that last letter E, I'm sliding it down to a D. Okay, so now measure 4 is exactly the same as 1, exactly the same as 2, except you end on beat 3. Okay, I hope that doesn't sound confusing. So what I mean is, if you remember this phrase we played a minute ago, now play that again, but just end on beat 3. Right? End on beat 2. That's it. So it used to be, and now it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, So now that was makes a 4-measure phrase. Let's put together the first 4 measures. I'll count to 4 and we're going to play the first 4 measures. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now measure 5 is the same as measure 1. Measure 6 of the melody, I should say, right? Measure 6 of this Vina melody is the same as measure 2. And then after that, the measure after will be the same as measure 1 again. And then the final measure is almost the same as the second measure. So I hope you understand that essentially what we have here is a 2-measure phrase. The first measure is this, and the second measure is this. Now the second measure has been modified once, and now it's going to be modified again in the way that we played it the last time. So this is to begin exactly the same. We're in the last measure of the Vina melody before the vocals begin, and we have the third finger on the 3rd string at fret number 7, letter D. This is just like before. Now the first finger is anticipating making this bar, so we're going to play first finger on 2nd string at fret number 5, letter E, then first finger on 1st string at fret number 5, letter A, drop the first finger down from the 5th fret on the 1st string to fret number 4, and then back to fret number 5. So again, this is just like before. We haven't begun to modify it yet. Now play that A again, and here's where it changes. So far we have this. Now we're going to play on the 1st string, fret number 8, slide it up to number 10. So that's C sliding to D, and then do D, C, D, or you could say 10, 8, 10. Okay, so let me play the last measure of the Vina melody, then we'll put the whole thing together. Okay, counting to 4. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's put the whole thing together, but I just want to say one more time. It's basically a 2-measure pattern. And then that pattern will be modified in a few different ways. And really it's only the 2nd measure of the pattern that's modified. Alright, so here we go, counting to 4. 3 and 4 and. Now I'm in the 3rd measure of the Vina melody. 3, 4. 4. Okay, so if you'd like to learn more of the song or review, make sure you check out the rest of the tabs and the sheet music in the video. Alright, so with these items, you should have the tools that you need to study well and have fun.